24 inside.
It's a great start for Justin there. He's going to have some good control on the exit. It'll be interesting to see what he can do here with Ty.
Yeah, I think the main thing there for Justin, he had 10 caution laps to get a little more heat in his stuff. It didn't look like he had the tires, where he needed them to fire off that first time. This time it's working out a little bit better for him.
So big to try to get the top spot, because if you don't get that, then they start getting that train going below you. It's so hard to pull down and fall into line.
It is tough, and it kind of works your tires, man. I mean, you're sitting there on the outside saying, man, I can fight and get this position, but you're constantly just wearing at those tires.
And, he files in third there. That's where he was before.
Status quo.
So, I think hopefully he learned a little bit of something being up there on the outside, maybe get a feel for where the track is right now, and just put it in the memory bank for later.
As rubber lays down, too, later in the race, you might see guys be able to make a little bit more of a fight on the outside on restarts.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think one other interesting thing is going to be to watch, with as cold as it is, how much rubber's going to get later.
Yeah, you're not going to see a lot.
Tonight and tomorrow night will be interesting to watch.
For position, here's your teammate.
Yeah, that Bennett Trucking Chevrolet is looking good. He's rotating. Austin Hill, he's another one that grew up short track racing and knows how to get around places like this. And interesting to see how much progress he makes this first stage. He started 14th and felt like he had a little bit of problems with the rear brakes, but looks like he's got it settled in pretty good right now.
Noah Gregson had to drop to the rear, changed a tire after qualifying yesterday. Not allowed to do that without losing your starting position. And there were so many guys that dropped to the rear. He wasn't truly all the way in the back, so he's had an advantage start of the race from 35th up to 28th officially, now 27th. Josh Berry in the 10th position hasn't moved much early, Coleman.
Yeah, hey Adam, yesterday in the practice show we listened to Josh Berry explain, saying he thinks his car is where it needs to be for the long run. Firing off here right off the bat, we're about 6 laps into this run. I notice his car's pretty free. You would expect as rubber gets laid down, his car is going to start getting an advantage. I look forward to seeing what he's doing here in the next 10 laps. A free car early in a run typically means a good turning car and a good drive car on the end of a run.
Yeah, you can see him. He coming off the corner back steered almost every lap right here, and we'll see how it plays out for him as like Coleman said, as the rubber laid down and we get more laps. I mean, you can just see he's driving it really free.
That's, it's so cool when we come to Martinsville, to me, to watch all the different styles and all the different setups, right? There's so many different ways to get around this track. There's so many different ways your car can handle. You see Josh's car kind of really hiking up there on the exit, and it's interesting to watch everybody's different mentality.
Hey, Brett Moffitt qualified top 10. He's taken his car behind the wall. Transmission issues. So tough for that race team that's trying to find some traction. We talked about our motorsports, and man, he's done some good things this year. To be out early, especially at a place where he thrives, is disappointing as Allgaier makes a move. A little bump and run on Sheldon Creed.
Yeah, Justin Allgaier, like we talked about before the race started, he's so good on the brakes, and he gets in there, gets the car rotated, and we're going to be able to complete this pass here and see if Sheldon can tuck in and get in there and just learn from him.
And we have the Shop USA pickleball car following through.
When that door gets open, drivers get really anxious, and Ryan Truex taking advantage. Landon Castle right there as well.
And just like you talked about earlier, Adam, Sheldon kind of gave the bottom to Justin there, and he's going to end up losing 3 spots out of it. So it's such a fine line. It's early in the race, but this track position, as short as this day is going to matter.
That's something I like to see, those cherry red brake rotors right now. Everybody's starting to use those brakes up, and a little beating and banging right there between the affiliates and Colleague and RCR. At least the cars are going toward the front.
All 3 Colleague cars inside the top 10.